Okay guys, let's talk about the embeds I have on top of my blueberry pancake soap. So here's the mold I use for my little waffles. Now this I just got at Michael's. And they have a ton of little molds. You just gotta sift through them. They got some really cute ones, but that's where I picked up this one. Alright, so to make the waffles, we're gonna just use melt and pour soap. I buy my melt and pour in 25 pound blocks. So I cut some up so we'd have it ready. I buy my melt and pour from a supplier off of Amazon, and they have really clear, nice melt and pour. It doesn't get cloudy. I don't have problems with sweating. I don't have any problems with it as long as you don't overheat it and don't reheat it too many times. You won't have an issue using melt and pour with your cold process soap. So we're gonna put, I don't know, I have a little container, see it's about the size of my hand. We're gonna put about that much. Yeah, that should do it. Okay, I'm gonna heat this up slowly. It won't take more than maybe 20 seconds and I'll bring you back. Okay, so this literally took about 15 seconds to get down to the melting consistency I want. The trick with my melt and pour is you want it over 140 but below 160. This is at 155. Okay, so to color my waffles, I did use 24 karat gold mica from TKB Trading, but I just dug out and realized that I had the same thing but already in glycerin mixed up. So, and this is from TKB Trading too, also. So we'll put a bit of this in here. Ooh, that'll work. Kind of just zhuzh it around and see if that's what we're looking for. And I'm just trying to get the golden color of a waffle. Yeah, that's a little light. I'd like them a little more golden. Let me show you an example. This is one that I made for my soap, and it's a beigey color. And this is just a little too light. So what we're gonna do is we are gonna end up using a little bit of the mica to darken it up a bit, give it that golden color. Probably about that much. If the mica is kind of bunching up on you on the top, just give it a squirt with alcohol and it will help disperse that mica in there. Another thing that I did was add a little bit of titanium dioxide to this to give it more, to lessen the sparkle and give it more of a opaque appearance. And this is just titanium dioxide that I mixed with glycerin. So we'll just take a little bit of that. And it wasn't a whole bunch, maybe a drop or two. This is kind of coming out sporadically. And it's just to take down the sparkle, because as you know, glycerin really, melt and pour soap really holds on to that sparkle of mica. And see, now it's just a little more opaque, more of a beige color, not so 24 karat gold color. Okay, so next thing, we're gonna give the mold a quick spritz. It helps the soap go into every crevice of the mold. It helps it spread out. And go ahead and fill these up. Another trick is you do want to pour these pour this when it's still really, really warm. The warmer it is, the thinner and easier it spreads into the little crevices. But you don't want it too warm. Like I said, the trick with my melt and pour is to keep it under 160, but over 140. I don't think we have enough for a whole nother one. All right, we're gonna let these set up, and I'll bring you back in a minute. All right, well, these are hardening up. We're gonna switch gears a little bit. I need to make the blueberries to go with the blueberry waffles. So this is just a little blueberry silicone mold. I think I got this one from over at Bescented. I'm pretty sure I got it in one of their surprise boxes. If not, Amazon, WSP, any of those places have these silicone blueberry molds. And then again, we chopped up glycerin soap. This is actually the leftovers from me making my first batch. So it's already got the color in it. The color that I used is TKB Trading's Sapphire Gel Tone. And this is what I use a lot of this in my melt and pour. So we're gonna heat this up. It'll probably take 10 seconds, and then we're gonna pour it into the blueberry mold. And just like we did with this one, we're gonna give this a quick spritz with alcohol. Kind of wipe the top a little bit. We just wanted to go into the little cavities a little bit. I always give my container a little spritz. It comes out a lot smoother. And then we're just gonna pour these and fill these little cavities up. And those will be our blueberries. Very simple, very easy, nothing complicated. It's a fun little project. You don't have to worry, they don't have to be perfect right now. We can clean them up later. Okay, so we're gonna let those sit and harden up. And we'll check on our waffles. See, our waffles are already ready to be taken out. This probably took about 10 minutes to get firm. So let's pop these out. I'll show you. And there's our perfect little waffle. They are adorable and they look perfect. I mean, they are just perfect little inch size waffles that go they're the perfect size for the top of your soap. So we're gonna pop these out. And as you can see, they're coming out perfect. They've got all the details in them. Just like we wanted. Now, truth be told, I would have liked these to be a little bit darker. But in the end, when they have the syrup on them and the butter, they will do just fine. No big deal. You could also, if you wanted them to be a little more, like looking like maybe they're browned in places, you could take a little brown mica and a paintbrush, a little bit of a fluffy, maybe a makeup brush, and you can dust them. melt and pour on my mat right here. And we just wanted to make a thin piece. And this is going to be the butter tabs. Now I just kind of squared it off. And this is going to be way too much. But it's just kind of what you got to do. So I cut off the corners and put it back in the thing because we're going to be melting this back down to use to glue the little butter tabs onto the waffle itself. So what we're going to do is take a clean razor blade. Make sure you can see. And we're just going to make our tabs. And you don't want them too big, too small. Just make some strips. And it's really up to you what size you want your butter tabs, obviously. And then we're going to make little squares. Super simple, nothing complicated. And that's going to be our little tabs of butter. I kind of like to make them a little bit longer, not so perfectly square. Make some a little bigger, some a little smaller. Nothing uniform in size. And then there's our little tabs of butter. Okay, so to make these look a little more realistic, I guess. Let's see, let's put these down. What we're going to do is we're going to melt down this will only take like maybe, I don't know, 5 seconds. So let's do that real quick. And then, like I said, that's what we're going to use to glue down the butter tabs. Like normally when you glue something down, you don't want it to be seen. But this you do, because it makes it look like the butter is melting on the waffle. So let's take a little bit in there. Go ahead and just drop a little bit on there. And put your little tab of butter on there. And give it a little bit of a push. And that way, and that makes it look like it's melted butter. And it's melting around the sides like butter would. So let's do another one real quick. Okay, we're going to put our little good dab of melt and pour. Quickly grab our butter tab. Give it a little bit of a push. And then it looks like this one needs a little bit bigger of a tab. We can just put it on top. There. And then it looks like it's melted butter. We'll do a good amount, little dollop. Kind of let it, ooh, dropped my butter. Okay. And then just give it a tap. And then we got our little finished waffle right there. And you kind of got to work a little quick, because this small amount of melt and pour likes to harden up pretty quick. So cute. Yeah, and I've seen, oh, see, my butter has already turned back into a solid. So we're gonna warm it up. I'm gonna finish putting these butter tabs on, and we'll go from there to the next step. I'll be right back. Okay, now it's time to make the syrup. So this is my leftover melt and pour from making the syrup the first time. So all this is it's glycerin soap, just a little bit, We're going to melt this down. Okay, so the trick to the syrup is to have a translucent color. So I have these little soap dye, and it's just, I got this off of Amazon. I've got a bunch of these colors. You put a drop or two to what you like. And I don't think mica would be a good way to color this because, you know, syrup has some translucent, it's translucent. So you don't want a opaque color. Take a pipette and you're gonna drizzle your syrup. Just like that. Now another thing you could do with this mold, these molds, is, and I think I'm gonna do it, is make these into wax melts. You know, put a blueberry on here. I think would be super cute. And now they're really you know, they're looking like waffles. And you can, you know, do them up. Try not to get bubbles on there. If you get bubbles, just pop them. And do them up as much syrup as you want. Until they look scrumptious. Yeah, you know, for a wax melt, you could, you know, put a blueberry on there. And that would be an adorable little wax melt. Let's pick it up. You know, I could use the same fragrance oil and then just a perfect size inch little wax melt. But for this, it's going to go on my soap. But look at these. I mean, talk about cute little waffles. Spot on. Got the syrup on there. Got the butter. Adorable. Now, the only thing I would have done different with these is make the waffle a little bit darker. But that's just a personal preference. Go ahead and break the melt and pour off of there, the extra syrup on there. Or you can leave it on. You could leave it on. It's all kind of just what you want the top of your soap to look like. Now, on my soap, I actually didn't put syrup on them until it was on my loaf. And then I put syrup everywhere on that side of the loaf that had my little waffles on there. And see, this is from my first batch. And then we made these today. All right, so there you go. Super easy embeds for waffles and blueberries. I put like a bunch of 3 blueberries on one side. And then I put my little waffle on the other side. All right, you're going to see me make the soap, the main part of the soap, coming up next. And so stick around for that and stick around for the cut. And thank you for watching. Bye. Hey guys, so the main part of this video is in this really fast forward mode. It happened when I was actually recording it and I didn't realize until after all the recording was done. So the main part of the soap is just, you know, goes by really super fast. It's a basic in the pot swirl, not really a swirl. You'll see how I do it. Nothing complicated and pretty self-explanatory. I think the important part of this video was the embeds, and so I took the time to explain those really well. So not so much in this part. I'm not sure how I recorded it like this, but that's what happened. All right, so please enjoy this main part. It goes by pretty quick, and then you're going to see the cut coming up. Hey guys, so the inside of this soap is kind of a basic pour. I wanted the emphasis to be on the top where all the cute embeds were. So I just kept the inside just kind of not flashy, not too much. And I think it turned out great. I have another idea after looking through this at this soap. There's a fragrance called abalone seashell or something along those lines. And this pour reminds me of the inside of an abalone shell, but of course with like turquoise and purples and colors like that. So I think I'm gonna make a soap with this pour, and coming up soon. So you'll have to look out for that. And that's kind of how my mind works. I'm working on one soap and it gives me an idea for another soap, and it just kind of keeps going like that. All right, so if you like this soap and you would like to see me make more soaps like this, subscribe to my channel, turn on your notifications, and don't forget to give me a thumbs up on this video. And I am happy that you're here for this one. Hope to see you in the next one. Thank you for watching. Bye.